Hello everyone, welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. We are just 1 week away from our next PQ, and so we're going to be testing something that's been popping up lately. I believe there was a Obi-Wan Mystic 25 health base that popped up at one of the PQs last week, I think, from the KTOD team, and then Tommy from our team has been sending me various Obi-Wan decks from different Discords he's seeing, so I thought, let me see what I can put together. Looking at some of those different ones and then adding some things of my own. Also been running into this a lot in testing, so I figured playing with it and understanding it could be good because we could see it next weekend, or maybe we like it enough to bring it. So let's jump into some games with this. I think our biggest worry is space. So we did have the blue leaders, the Bright Hopes command maybe to take something out, and then this corruption card that lets you capture. These are all to try to help with space, and then we power up our units on the ground and hopefully are able to get some wins. So let's jump in and see what happens with Obi-Wan. Right away we get Adult Yoda with the wedge, so we're going to be tested in space. I do like this wedge option right now. I think it has the ability to go fast in space, which I think some of the meta decks might struggle with. The question is, if they're running Anakin and they get a space unit out, can they trade 2 units for 1, and how far behind does that put you? But do your pilots let you get ahead of that? It can be very interesting. So I think if we look at this hand, we have the Bright Hope, which is okay. We don't really have an earlier force unit. We're going to mulligan and see what else we can get. At least we have the blue leader here and the ability to grab one of their units if we need to. We resource both big units. I don't know how much we're going to get to those. You can see the trouble's already starting here. So with this guy, an enemy non-leader unit. So I think actually that is the play here. We don't want to start taking damage. I do like this here. So we can play this and disclose the command. And then a friendly unit captures it. So this one is capturing that. So I think that's something that needs to be in this deck to have answers. Maybe they have an answer to this because they claimed without doing anything. And now we're starting to grab some space units, which is nice. I think here this blue leader is going to generate quite a bit of value for them. What do I want to do? I think I want to get this out for now. Just so I can start generating the force. I will need tokens. That's a great draw right there. I don't think the queen with our tokens will matter much here. So wedge probably goes on this. And then what we want to do is get our Bright Hope with a token on it so that it can live for a turn. So we're going to get an X-Wing. So I think we attack with Oppo, put an experience here, deploy, and then we get an experience out on our Bright Hope, which I think is important, so that we can take 2 attacks. Okay, so they definitely are going big in space now. We might need the General's Blade actually. Oh, they're going to give up. So I think here with the Bright Hope, we could even add more experience, but we also are swinging for 4, 7, 10. And with the General's Blade, we're swinging for quite a bit more. And I think that would be enough to delay them, where we would be 1 swing away on the next turn. So GG's. Okay. Game 2, we go with Rey. I thought about running Unity of Purpose in this deck. I did run some testing games, just a few with it. It doesn't feel like you're getting wide enough for it to be valuable, or it's just not the right card at that time. So I do like this hand. I think the Ahsoka is interesting because you can get double attacks in. But the Oppo might be a little bit better. So I think we'll do this so that we have this curve up. The Amidala actually, I think, could be really good in this match. Okay. Don't have any healing yet, but this can be really nice when you get some raid and some healing. So let's just play around with it and see what happens. We are going to attack in first. There's some damage. This puts them in a tough spot because they'd have to trade out their moisture farmer. I don't think they're ready to do that yet. They are not. So this is the card we want to see with Oppo, right? Because it gets raid and restore double. But first, I think we really like the typo here. We definitely like the typo here. They chose to get rid of the Gundy, which was great. If we had a world where we got to choose, that's the one we're choosing. Okay, they're claiming again. We are putting this here. I'm not sure what their strategy is right now. They keep claiming they must have removal in hand, so they're coming after our board. Okay, so they'll kill that one off. We will go to base. Like now is the right time for us to start putting damage in. They claimed again. Okay. All right. So we're gonna deploy. We'll get this out, and we'll pump Padme. And now that's a pretty dangerous. Ooh, and we got the capture. Okay, so we could command here to pump Obi or Typho, or we could capture and Sudari. I think I like that because we're getting a wider board, which in a couple turns is going to be huge for Yoda. And hopefully too late for them to do anything. Huh? We'll just take that out. This can't do enough damage to hurt any of these, so this is really one-shotting Rey for free. Okay, so I guess we should have kept the command. That's okay. We will win. We'll kill that for free. We'll pass. Now the thing that it did that we maybe wanted to avoid was it did put Amidala in shot of Luke. So that may have been a mistake there. Yeah, so that was the mistake for sure. We will be capturing the Luke. Oh, it's going to be an millimeter. Undo, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. There we go. And now the spy can kill Rey. Let's do that. That's fine. We want Rey to kill us. Let's not make the same mistake we just did. And then let's see what's in our resources, because command can now bring something back, so there's a lot of power there. Plus Yoda wipes pretty much anything they're going to play. So this is a great combo, right? Because this is getting raid 2 and restore 2. And so is this, so we're restoring 4 if we had damage on base, and you can see where that can add up quickly. The MVP of these two games. Okay, so we will trigger, we'll heal, that. This capture card is pretty strong. I'm currently running 2. I think there's an argument to run 3. They were able to kill Yoda. But now think about the command, right? We can bring Yoda back, which is huge. And they have nothing on the board. We'll resource the Obi-Wan because we could play Keller and Anne. Okay, so they're able to get rid of that. We'll play Keller in. I think we'll play Typho. That makes sense. Okay, so they decided to experience token that, and that's GG's. Don't know why. Didn't need to do that. They needed to attack with Luke. But with double Sentinel, I think it was over anyway. So good game to our opponent. And we go to our next one. Okay. And here's a Yoda Green Force. So not the Data Vault version, but still very strong. Now we have to worry about their Yoda. We'll keep this one because this season Fleet Admiral might be the best card you can get to start against Yoda. The blade on Obi is also very powerful, so we'll see if we can make that happen. Bungie might have been the play to start the Force, but okay, they're not gonna. They don't want to deal with this guy, and I get it. But we're gonna claim so that we can get Typho down to start to absorb, because protecting him seems pretty good. As you can see, we played no Force units yet, but I think that's okay. And now we're deploying, we're getting the blade down, and we're going to try and go to work a little bit. We'll still be able to play either of these. Sure. So we'll deploy. And now they have to decide what they want to give up. Okay. So we're going to clear their board. And then we're going to get the Opal Rancis down. Right, so we took 1 damage, we were able to clear their board. We're going to get the Oppo down. And then next turn we can play the Obi, and that gives us Sentinel. Okay, we got to think about what kind of removal they might have. We do this here because we want to kill Yoda, right? Which we're going to do anyway. This costs 4 less. I don't think we want to put it out there for that, so we'll pass. Oh, the capture is nice. We need both cards to pull it off, so we're gonna keep this hand. Now Obi's swinging 2 blades. Let's see if that's enough to answer Yoda. It does put him out of range of this Yoda slightly. I'm doing it this way because they have focus on, is my guess. And so we're trying to stay out of range of the bow with our captured Yoda. They have Luke. Okay, that's fine too. We're gonna get them up pretty high. We're gonna go wide on the board. Now actually we put ourselves in a vulnerable spot with the Bo-Katan. But the Typho should hold off enough for us to be able to win. Let's see how that plays out. So the Padme might not have been the play there, right? Because if they play Bo, they kill 4 units and really beef up. Gunji does give Obi Sentinel. Let's see. Alright, so let's attack in here first. Oh, they have a second one. I guess the healing. Let's see. And we still have lethal on board because of the experience token. So they claim, so that's GG's. GG's to our opponent. All right, so we took down the Yoda. Not bad. Let's see. Oh, we got the crazy Palpatine now. All right, let's see here. We got Palpatine. We're gonna need a lot of units because it's control deck. So the Luke as a pilot doesn't do much, but as a unit it should be fine if we can get the Force. So we'll keep this. I don't think we're gonna run into a lot of Space Sentinel, so we'll try it this way. I think there's a lot of value in Blue Leader, a couple of Force units, and then we do have a big Sentinel if we need it. And this Luke is really here to try and get one attack in to generate the Force. General Blade is going to be rough in this match. We're just going to try and push as much damage as fast as we can. So the sequencing is going to be interesting because it'll be difficult to get experience tokens on units because they're most likely going to have removal. So I think in this case we can put an experience token down because we are going to be able to do something with it. So here, I think, actually, we're going to put the blade on. We're going to do this because next turn we can play both of these plus the blade. And that could be a wide enough piece to help. Here's a matchup where Unity of Purpose could be good. That's annoying. So I think here we put the experience on Luke because we can attack with him, put an experience on Typho. This capture, trying to think about what they might play. This capture could be interesting. I actually don't mind the Obi-Wan sitting here. It can generate the Force for me. It can kill most units. So let's see how this plays out. So I think here we attack with Luke, generate the Force, put a token nowhere. Okay. Attack with Luke, generate the Force. Do we want to swing with General's Blade? Probably, right? Yeah, I think we do. I think we want the swing with General's Blade. Let me give the experience token, and there we go. Alright, now we are 2 turns away from Super Laser Blast. So we need to think about how much damage we can get in before that. Yeah, I get what he's saying. I play some of these types of decks, and if you get a bad draw, but he's gonna play it out, so we'll see what happens, which is fine. He should kill the Luke here. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna play this and bounce that. We get to draw a card. We'll give an experience token. Attack again, and we'll play the typo. Okay. All right. And again, we're not really resourcing much here. Our deck stops at 8. We can capture something. We have a Sentinel out. Imagine they're playing a Sentinel. Or 2. So let's see how that plays out. We could also command this to put it out of range of the Palpatine, depending on what happens. Slimore is nice. Is there something we want to bring back? So we'll command. Give 2 experience tokens here, and then kill one of these guys. Okay, there we go. So this is going to allow us to swing lethal to base still, right? Because Palpatine can't kill Typo anymore. There's 6. This will take out the spy. Nice. Okay, so lots of spies. Lots and lots of spies. So I do want to try and get some damage into base because they can still Super Laser Blast us to start. Or do I want to claim? Is the 3 versus the 6? I'm going to claim actually. Okay. I think this is the right move. Because what I want to do is get the damage into base. And I'll attack with the General's Blade first because it'll let me play more units if they do. So let's see. They have to sacrifice their play here, which I think we're okay with. They do. We are okay with it. We'll play this. So we kind of force that out. And then we're able to go 3 wide because we attack with the General's Blade. And now we represent lethal again. And we'll see if we can get there or if he has a blast. Okay, that does what? That keeps... Each one gets -2. Okay, so let's get some attacks in. And hope for the best. Yeah. And we have no reason to play other units here. it's definitely close, right? Because they can stabilize so easily. Sounds like we got it. Say GG. I think what we'll do. Put the experience here. Represent lethal. See if he has the removal. And then if he does, we will capture. And then we have the command or blade to boost one of these up to finish him off. So either side we should have lethal. I think that's why when we anticipated the super laser blast, claiming while he was passing was so important. Because it let us play the 3 units. Sure. We'll sacrifice here. And that's GG's. Alright. Rough draw for them. Could definitely be a very different game if they were picking up removal. We'd have to rethink some of our plays there, but ended up working out. And here we have Cad Tarkentown. I think always scary because it messes up your momentum. In this case, because we have a mix of force and not force, I think we can play around with some what we want to sacrifice first, unless it's this scenario. So actually the Gunji doesn't even die here. I'm gonna put the Yoda because I don't know that we'll get there for a while. The Jedi Consular is not super great, but let's see what happens. Oh. So if they choose to target down here, that's probably good for them. They choose not to, which is fine. So I think here we kill this just because we're going to force them to use the ping. And they lose a card. Oh, even better. They do not play something right away. Sure. Take it there. We'll put the experience token. Let's see what they do. With a blade is nice. Actually could do a lot of work. Blade is for 3. We could get greedy and try and play both. The things we have to worry about are Forlom crashing in. Right. This does what? 5? We'll let Forlom crash in. This still kills it, right? Yeah. So he could sacrifice this. He does. That's fine. Weird start. Not weird. I mean, exactly what the deck's supposed to do, right? I hate where we're at right now. This is a bad spot. I will play this. If they have a Zuckuss, they have a Zuckuss. I think we lose. So let's talk about. We definitely didn't need to do the General's Blade. I'm assuming they have a Zuckuss, but we'll just put it out there to die. I think on the resourcing side, we could have done it differently. Yeah. We didn't need to put the blade out there, although we did get rid of another unit there, so it's like a who knows if that's right. I guess we'll try it again, right? What else can we do? The difference here is this won't die immediately. Well, it will. Yeah, that's fine. They haven't used Tarkentown yet. They've got 12 damage on our base. They have a second Zuckuss. GG. So we just got run over there. We'll have to think about that sequencing. Also thinking more about the Ahsoka. We haven't really seen it do anything yet. So maybe that is a fun 3-drop is not the right one. We can go look at other options. This isn't bad. I know they're going to trade up. We can capture something. I think Queen plays a great role here. So let's do this. We've got the data vault. We got a lot of work to do. Okay. Sure. I think right away we just capture. Friendly unit. It's going to capture an enemy. And then this just lets us try and change the tempo a little bit. Hopefully he plays something that has 3 power at most. I don't think there's a lot of 4 power coming right now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and kill that off. I figured I'd kill that off because they're going to use it to damage the base, plus other things eventually. And we would rather not. So here we could play the Obi, so it has Sentinel now, or we could play the Ahsoka and then drop Obi next turn. They have the open fire. Okay. They can't trade into this again, which is why we're doing that. There's the General's Blade for our leader, which means we want to keep the Gunji. So we can... Oh no, that was wrong. Haha, it only costs 3. We meant to... Okay. Alright, we're going to deploy Obi. We're going to put the blade on him. We are going to kill both units, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else we could do. I guess we could sequence that differently to give the experience out. But this at least puts us in a position to play a Keller and Beck here. Which we very much like. No, they have another open fire. Oh, we're just getting open fired all day, huh? Sure. Put that in range of a spy. Okay. We got a couple sentinels out now. We have the ability to kill this with our spy token. It's a lot of good things off of that. They may do the same. Who knows? Our Oppo also has a ramp raid while we have the spy, so it compare nicely with the queen play. I think playing live, you really have to pay attention to all of that. And this is fine for me, this trade with the spy, because they have a lot to get through. We have another Kelleran and ability to bring it back again. And we're doing this so that Kelleran can one-shot Anakin next turn. And live. Yeah. So they can come after Padme. Yeah. Okay. All good. So we will have both deployed our leaders. And we will come out with 7 on our base, none on their base. Here comes their Kelleran. We can pump up our Oppo, which is nice. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Do we have... This doesn't do that. We will give this to experience, and we'll bring the queen back. Oh, great. We'll claim. I would love to swing in for 10. Ooh. Yeah. That's nice. Perfect. I like that. Yep. So I think this is a very close game. Obviously, we're getting to the home ones and things like that territory for them. We're getting into a little bit scary for us. This ability uses the Force, so there is going to be some benefit here. There's some benefit here. They are going to trade up right into our Yoda. So we keep pushing damage. Yep. And we can command here and bring back Kelleran or Yoda. But I think in this case we can bring back Kelleran to swing. Mm-hmm. We'll kill off one of these. And we'll bring back this. Because what we need is one more swing, right, with Kelleran, so we're going to try our best. They've already used that. Sure, we'll heal. So we did prevent a lot of damage to ourselves here. They have 10 resources up. I think we do have to trade into the Kelleran if our unit stays on the board. Because 4 damage gets them to 31, but then they can kill it and hit for 7. Oh, okay. We're just going to kill it off there. That's much better for them. Let's see. Okay. Not quite enough. And now we're representing lethal in space that they have to figure out how to deal with, which will not be easy. They have to kill the... Oh. They have another Cassian. They have a blue leader. It'll be interesting. Yep, they hit into that. They blue leader. A timely wrecker. Which takes us to lethal with Kelleran. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice for them. I think the timely wrecker will do it. Yeah. Oh, we're short one anyway. And GG's to our opponent. Alright. Well played. Super close. Hey, must they top deck the right answers? Yeah, absolutely. And we, I mean, good back and forth, right? Against a very strong deck. Alright, we got another Data Vault. I think even without the wrecker, you imagine they have enough in hand to finish that off. We were 6 away. Needed multiple attacks. We will go ahead and keep this. Again, we can generate the force to start. The blade probably doesn't do much. So we'll try this out. Okay, they entrench Luke. Sure. Entrenching Luke starts an interesting pattern of pain. We're going to play the Oppo because if we get the Peacekeeper down next, it lets Oppo swing quite a bit, which is what we want. Or not. Alright, so this is a very different game, right? Because they are on the removal train. And they're already deploying Palpatine. So double resupply, basically double removal. At least we have the Luke to take stuff out. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't particularly like anything that's going on, but we will use that to kill it off. Play this. Ooh, I should have kept the... I do think that they're gonna whack our Obi-Wan with this. And that is what it is. Sure. This is not necessarily what I want to see. I mean, what are we even doing here, right? This thing still has 5 power. Holy crap. Okay. I think we lost. It is what it is. Double OB. Double power. What are you supposed to do? He got me. GG's. I mean, what can you do? Little spy? Got ya. I mean, it's over on attack, right? Yeah, GG's. All right. That was a crap game. Ooh, okay. We got a little Avar Blue. I think similar to our last video. Maybe it's a viewer. Who knows? We've got a few out there. We appreciate it. Hope people enjoy the content. We do try to do new things. What I really need to do is settle on a deck for the PQ. Okay, so I don't think they're gonna have a lot of space. And then I want to be able to play something each turn. So let's see. Uh, what did they do here? What do I want to do? Based on how quickly they claimed, I'm gonna go with Shatterpoint. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna start swinging base then. What I got down here? There it is. That's what we were waiting for. Okay, this is odd. They don't have the force, so let's take this out. Yeah, that's the right play. Because now they can't ramp with it. Sure. Now, um, well, I think their deck can do good things. It's going to be very difficult. Let's think about what's happening here. So that's 2, which gets them to 8. It's going to be 1 short, which is not really what they want. So that didn't do much, I would say. But I get it. Okay, they're annoying. I think that's was expected. That has raid. And that should be GG. I think they should have sequenced the other one first. But chose not to, and then we have enough for lethal. GG's. So, and we ran into the same problem. We were testing that deck. It can be difficult to get to your deploy to keep stuff on the board in the right way. I think being able to kill the ETH Koth while they didn't have the force was huge. So it can be a fun deck, but it can be easy to disrupt. We'll keep this. I do think the Sentinel could be valuable here. These Revan decks are always interesting. The yellow has so many events in it that can first strike or waylay or things that can disrupt your tempo while keeping their units on the board and keep their units growing. I already hate this. Like, where's the Gungi? Here comes, I'm going to go with some kind of blade of some kind, or there it is. There it is. Shoot first, yep. Just like we were talking about. We're going to need these just to plow into things for 5, I think, as a trade. So that's why we're putting Ahsoka's down. Double shoot first. Gotta love it. Sure. Sure. Just nothing but a double shoot first. Good start for them. We will kill them all. So we've each gone through the same number of cards. Sure. They got the no good to be dead. They can bring out the Revan. It can attack in. Put its... What did it do? Have the 15th shoot first. So they got all 3 shoot first. which is totally normal. Uh, totally normal. We'll be vulnerable here, but I think it's in the way we want. Sure, that's great. Great, great, great. Would love to get a 2 or 3 drop here. Sure, that works. I think we play the Kelleran back now that we got the Yoda. I think these cards die immediately, which is tough. They both had 1 health, which is just, we wanted any cards but those two. But I guess we could have gone Typho Luke. In this case, I think we force them to hit us. Yeah. I think that's fine, because the Yoda, if we have 2 units on the board, still kills it off. Yeah. Okay. So, not really worried about that. Plus, we'll heal. We'll kill the Revan. And now we are way, way in front. Sure. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, I think that's GG's. I think the Yodas are going to finish him off. So, despite the triple shoot first, double Tyrannus, double, but they got a lot of what they wanted. And we're still able to stay out in front of it. I think I still have things like Merciless Contest, whatever. I don't care about that. I can keep readying their Revan. Yeah, sure. That's GG's. All right, so let's requeue and see if we can get one. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Maybe we can get one more in. It'd be nice to see one of the more meta decks to see what we can run into. Okay, we'll play out this Thrawn Red. This will be the last one, and then we'll talk a little bit about the deck. I think it's played pretty well. I think we have no first turn. If we have no first turn, I think we can just bounce. Oh, we got the Gunji. Okay. They're playing removal, so we could try our greedy strategy again, or just play it the way we're supposed to. Get that out. Okay. They really, really want us to. No, that's not right. I think we're gonna need all that. I don't really like the Krennic out in the Thrawn deck, if I'm being honest. So I don't mind answering that. Although it probably is better for us to be the aggressor. And I put it here because the Gunji is more vulnerable. Okay, that's great. Great job. Great job. So let's go ahead and kill the Thrawn or the Krennic before it can get more value. Either way, they could have traded here, so that didn't really matter. Yeah, so that was perfect for us. Good 2 for 1. Now I have a little Sentinel out. Okay, so they're going to come after our minute. So to think about what we want to dump here, right? I think the blade now looks pretty good. This is actually really good. Let's dump. So we can dump the typo in the blade, or oh, they're gonna take our whole hand. No, is it one? Okay. That gives us that raid hit. So there we go. We might be able to get the Keller in here, or we play nothing. 7 ferocity, 7 ferocity. That's fine. I'm not really. Like, we have lethal here, so they can't really do anything but claim. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. GG's. Interesting game. They were able to come after our hand a little bit. They had some removal. We drew nicely with our sentinels. I think this was the right resource sequence. The General's Blade ended up being helpful. So glad we kept the second one. Is it OP? I mean, it's pretty good, right? And there are definitely things to think about, like this Ahsoka probably doesn't need to be there. We did not take advantage of the Figure of Unity, so maybe we have some options there. I don't think Unity of Purpose would have done anything. So some slight tweaks I think we can make here and there, but overall looks very strong. It was very fun to play. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching. Come into the Discord if you want. There'll be a link below, and then like and subscribe. Appreciate everyone. Have a great day.